G'day everyone. Today we're in the X-Plane 12, going back to see how it's come along and to try out the AS350B package from Alpine Studios, which has got a B1, B2 and a BA, the good old school AS350s. It's pretty well done. Let's just flick to the outside. I'll just get a spooling up for a start. I've repainted it and sitting at Heli Seeker base in X-Plane 12. I'll put a cargo pod on the side. Everything else in it is completely customizable though. So if I just go into the inside, bring up the menu, you see this is the everything is options. You can turn them on, turn them off, doors, seats, you name it. Get rid of that now. We're going to just do a quick down to the bottom of Poronui and shift some deer across from Oromuru Private Hut onto a loading zone. It's just a test of our Alpine Hoist package, so let's get going. The scenery's a bit glitched in X-Plane 12. I don't know if they're based on OpenStreetMap or whatever, but there's trees where there shouldn't be trees, and yeah, without a lot of work, it's so different to Flight Sim 2024 where it's just streamed in and it's pretty close a lot of the time, more accurate than this anyway, and looks better. But this one, when it comes to helicopters, the fluidity and the feel of them is something different. It's just so good. It's up to 500 feet. This is not default scenery here. Obviously default doesn't have aerial imagery. You can use map enhancement to do it, which is actually not a bad way to do it if you just want aerial imagery, and you can just stream it in. There's a base package to install, but or you can use Auto for XP and make tiles. So I've made 2 tiles just for this area that I've got at 1 meter mesh, and using ArcGIS aerial overlay, just so otherwise it's just, yeah, your initial thoughts when you see it, you don't even want to come back into it because it just doesn't look anything like Flight Sim 2024. But a helicopter's feeling really good to fly, so I made a little bit of scenery just so I can have a bit of fun with the sling on the Alpine Hoist mod, because it's pretty cool with some custom mods on it, custom objects you can sling around. So I've made up a few of my own, which you'll see shortly. So we'll just land at the loading zone for a start, and I'll set it up, and then we'll start slinging the deer across from the other side over there on the Mohawker and back over onto a loading zone on this side. We'll go and land down here, pick up our hoist, spool down for a second. Okay, I've attached the rope and everything. I had to just quickly add, it didn't show up on the screen because I was just in the menu, but it's done. But if I just have a quick look outside, see if I can see it or not. Yeah, there you go. I've just got a short 5 metre one for this because we don't need a long line for we're basically just transferring from over there to our back of our truck here. This is going to be interesting because I haven't done a lot of this yet, so it's spooled up. Doors off, we've got our little sight window down below us. Let's put that horn back on now. Okay, we're at operating RPM. We've got our little strop underneath us. I've got an electrical hook on the end of it so I can actually trigger the release without releasing the whole strop from the bottom of the helicopter. So it's quite a cool feature of the Alpine Hoist mod for X-Plane. It's definitely something we need to have in Flight Sim 2024 at some stage. So I've got our little deer carcasses just down over here, down at the Omuru private hut. And there's a bit of audio communications too, and you can tweak the stuff with Alpine Hoist to how far away you got to be before he'll hook the load up.
Forward 10 meters. High 5 meters. Forward 3 meters. Hooked.
Okay, so we're hooked up. I'm just going to try and position myself over it. There we go. Without losing control of the helicopter. You see the weight coming up there on the weight indicator for the hook. Now I've got a button to release them when we get to the other side, but this is the cool thing with this mod, like these objects now will stay where I place them at the other end, say at the at our unloading zone. If I just flick to the outside view so you can have a quick look at what the physics look like. Do this load from the external view just so you can see how it kind of works. I'm not the best from flying on the external, so I'll just come from behind. Alright, that's released. It's a little bit glitchy because there's a ground position and then there's a obviously a in-flight position. So I'll get back in the cockpit, go back and grab the others, and I'll do the rest from inside view because I think it's going to be better for improving my skill and also just get used to what you're looking at and the visual cues you have when you're looking and doing slingline work in the sim. Still got our hook underneath.
meters. High, 10 meters. Forward, 5 meters. High, 2 meters. Hooked.
Alright, so we're hooked up on that one. Off we go. It's just practice, practice, practice with this stuff to get better at it, because it's such a different sensation and the visual cues that are there for quick turnarounds and improving your stability and still controlling a nice hover, and that is quite an art to it. Obviously, there's a lot going on. You can still see the pile of deer carcasses there. I might try and get these a little bit closer to the truck. Yeah, there they go. Try and get a little bit quicker each time to improve our efficiency. Where a 500 would be good, or to have it on the C model in
Right, 4 meters. Right,
FS
5 meters.
2024. Oh,
High,
missed that
5
up
meters.
badly.
Backward, 5 meters. High, 2 meters. Hooked.
We're hooked. Along the line you can normally see it a bit easier down through the little window, but with this stuff it's a lot harder to put it where you want until you get a bit of practice with the longer lines. This is just a short 5 meter one for now. That's done. Yeah, at least with the 5 meter one you don't have to worry about it dragging way down into the trees if you're a bit low at times. Three to go.
Forward, 5 meters. High, 2 meters. Hooked.
way I see it is if you start with a shorter line, get used to positioning the helicopter right, and then slowly increase the length out till you get to 100-foot ones, and then it'll be a bit more familiar with where it's going in relation to the helicopter and trying to get on top of it, because the longer it is, the bigger the workload I've found. Try a different way of picking up this time. Try and make it more efficient.
Forward, 10 meters. High, 2 meters. Hooked.
Try not to over torque it as well while we're lifting. I think they've got these little bundles of deer, about 450 to 500 kgs I think each. One more to go. And you'll see on the bottom there, because there was 6 cut bundles, every time I release the hook it counts up on the load counter on this chopper too, because I guess it's works in conjunction with Alpine Hoist, since it's made by Alpine Studios.
Forward, 5 meters. High, 1 meter. Hooked.
Drop these, and then we'll release the sling on the ground next to them, and then we'll buzz back up to the hangar. Just a quick one just to show you how cool Alpine Hoist is, just for having a bit of sling fun. We're getting down on fuel too, so I had pretty low fuel just for the weight. bundles of deer. You can jettison it from the, so I'm just going to jettison it now, so we don't have to take it back to base. Look, it should just lay there on the ground now when we pick up. We'll keep an eye on that as we take off. We'll spool back up and go back to the hangar before we run out of jet fuel. I haven't worked out yet if the mirrors are working or if there's a way you can get them to work. Just back up a little bit. So you see the hook now will stay there because I've jettisoned that and the strop. We should be nice and light now. Nearly out of fuel and no weight. Just under 100 litres by the look. Let's just land at Poronui base there. Get a look at the windsock, which way's the wind going. There's not much wind at all actually. Different sight picture to a 500 to put on a dolly. Most of my recent flying has all been in Microsoft 24 with the Togs Hangar 500C, so this is quite a different beast to settle down. Alright, pull that back to an idle. Grab a horn. It's a great machine. It's probably be my second favourite helicopter, sim helicopter ever now. It's up next to the Togs Hangar 500C in flights in 2024.
Forward 5 meters. 2 meters. Oops. 2 meters. 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 2 meters Forward. 5 meters. Forward. 5 meters. Forward. 10 meters.